he was a big teddy bear. He really enjoyed music. He was a hard worker. Um, he always tried to help people. Tried to let young men know that they could have the same thing that sometimes they see drug dealers with. They just had to work hard for it. So he really helped make a difference in a lot of people's lives. That's what I learned after he passed away.
Describe Willie in one word.
Um, um, it's hard to pick one word. Um, Provider.
In 2 years after his passing, describe you and how you are with one word.
I'm still broken.
So talk to us about that day. Talk to us about that day, that moment, and thoughts and feelings.
Um, that morning I got a phone call that he had been shot. And I kept trying to call his phone and there was no answer. And I was told they had took him to the hospital and they wouldn't let me in. And then I got a call to come upstairs. And the doctor told me it was nothing that they could do. And I remember just like screaming. It felt like everything was closing in on me. And I remember just begging them to keep trying, to keep trying. Um, and then for a while, it just kind of felt like a nightmare. Like I would think he was just away because I never got to view his body. Um, I kept asking, like, how do you really know that it's him? If you won't let me see him. Um, so it was really hard for about 2 weeks. Um, I remember 1 week to the date I was hospitalized, and I thought I was dying with him. Um, it was a struggle.
What led to the shooting?
Um, my understanding is that it was two groups of young men that began to fight, and one at least chose to pull out a gun and began to shoot, and a couple of people were shot, and my husband just happened to be the one that didn't make it.
So how does it feel to know that your husband was this victim, unintended, wasn't involved, and yet his life was the one that was taken?
Um, I'm filled with a lot of different emotions. It's it's a side of me that's angry because he didn't deserve that. He didn't do anything to anyone, and his life was taken, and our life was taken too. It ended for his family and friends that day. Um, it's a side of me that I just wish I had some sort of closure because I don't believe, they intended to kill him. Right? It was an accident. It was a mistake. But you still have to be held accountable for the choices that you make. He wasn't the intended target, but he lost his life because of decisions that people made.
What would give you closure?
Um, I think just them being held accountable. Do I want to see them lose their life or spend the rest of their life in prison? I can't say that. Um, but I think that they have to be held accountable. You have to answer for what you have done. Um, we make decisions at any moment that could change our lives for the rest of our lives. And we know that. Um, and we just have to be held accountable for it.
Do you know who the shooter was?
We don't really know, but people on the street say names, but really don't know.
You know, this was 2 years ago. What, if anything, is different now than the pain that was 2 years ago?
I think the difference now is I'm beginning to heal. The first year was very challenging. And when I hit the 1 year anniversary, it was kind of like the first for everything had ended. Like the first Christmas without him, the first birthday without him, the first time celebrating the life of our child who passed away without him. It was a first for everything. So this second year has just been healing and learning how to do life without him, because I was with him for 22 years. And so now it's like everything you've known, all your hopes and dreams, they're gone. So you have to kind of learn how to maneuver life without them. You have to learn a different way to solve your problems. The first time you have conflict, the first result shouldn't be, let me pick up a gun and shoot somebody and take their life. Sometimes we make these quick decisions and we don't realize the consequences behind them. Once you shoot that gun and that bullet hits them, that could be it for them and you. It's not just the one who has lost a loved one, it's also your family as well, because they're going to lose you. I just think you really need to stop and think and see if it's really worth it. If this small conflict is really worth taking someone else's life and losing your life. It is. When I lost my husband, a part of me died. I feel like life as I knew it was over. Our family is forever broken because he was the piece that held everything together. And now he has children that will never have their father any longer. He'll never get to see them graduate, never get to walk them down the aisle. There will always be something missing because of a decision that someone chose to make and they didn't think about the consequences. As long as I have breath in my body, I'm going to always continue to fight for you. As long as you were living, I fought for you. I had your back through everything. And I still will in death, no matter where life takes me. You were an important person, not just to myself, but to your children, to your family, and your friends. Your life was important. And I have to continue to fight to bring justice for you, in hopes that you didn't die in vain. You know, I can always tell your story, and hopefully it'll make a change in somebody else's life and save another person.